whoa, whoa, whoa. That was a big old shimmy there. Takes that well, up down. Women's Madison final now. 120 laps, 30 kilometres in the women's race, 12 sprints along the way. We have the active riders down here, so starting at the blue band. Their teammates are there, as you can see. They haven't actually started revolving just yet. And they will exchange the deeper we get into this race. And so the laps start to count down, the clock rolls. They certainly are. Nice handover, and the Danes are starting to make hay here, doing a fantastic job. France alive to the threat as well. The United States have been very busy. Italy have picked this one up. It's a flyer, and no surprise to see that France here with Boris and Valentin Fortin. Meanwhile, Italy pick it up in France, keeping it Latin, coming around the outside here. De Dirksen doesn't want this to skittle away. And Denmark want to stay very much part of proceedings, and it is the Danes that are alive to the threat, indeed, of Italy and France. And this is a very strong run by Elisa Balsamo. She comes into the home straight. Is France going to nick it? Yes, is the answer. 5 for France. Italy get 3 points here. Picking it up big time. This is Team Rakan K Dreams. Furuyama and Oschino, who have sped off. Nice work, they've got company. Australia wants to join the fun as well as France, who are alive to all threats at the moment. And France coming round to point score yet again. They're getting greedy here, Joe. I think they may take the 5 as well, getting up beautifully. They're timing this so well.
France are timing it perfectly. So Marianne Borat there of France also sprinting incredibly fast. Another maximum points there for the French team. They really are emulating the men's team from yesterday, who did a very similar thing.
Is about to exchange with De Dirksen, but France already have the fresh legs in as they come through to take the bell. De Dirksen looking for her partner. Poland also drop in. Here's your exchange. So a full lap of sprinting right now. And let's see how this one lights up. It's De Dirksen on the shoulder here of Valentin Fortin. Oh dear, yet more crunching going on. Meanwhile, France hold off in abeyance, and it's down the back straight yet again. It's the Netherlands that are on the deck, I'm afraid, as France take the 5 points. Gosh, tired legs and minds, I think, being reflected here. We've had a number of pressures so far. France take 5 points, Denmark get 3. There is Poland, who make their exchange as well. We've got 3 laps to go before we get to our sprint. Let's wait and see. It'll say 53 next time by. It's at the 50 marker. Down we go again. There's too much of this. There's too much of this at the moment. Team Breeze on the deck called this, and they have indeed called this rather quickly. That was well done by the connoisseurs.
Yeah, so we can just see Maddie Leach there in the red kit of Team Breeze. Pekka Poland, we're just on the Côte d'Azur there, and we see Leach just gets caught under the wheel of Australia, and they both come down.
Well, she's up and standing, and that is good news. The crowd see the same pictures as us on the big screen. A hard hit, nonetheless. And she's back on. New bike, new start. And the crowd loving this, so we will reset our markers. Great to see.
At the moment, we're seeing a big move from Italy now, followed very closely by France. Both riders riding really strongly here. Bell this time.
Bell this time indeed. Italy with a handover and exchange in that danger spot for me anyway, but it's the ideal place to change if you've got some space out there. France keep it sensible and do so down the back straight into turn 3 and 4. Italy take 5, France will take 3. So the final sprint is going to be crucial. Nobody's going to lap the field at a moment such as this with 9 laps remaining. Don't forget, it's double points for the last sprint. So 10, 6, 4 and 2 points up for grabs. France are already have won this, so they just need to ride round and enjoy the view, quite frankly, and think how to celebrate. And here we go, we've got a fantastic battle raining down upon us. Australia also in the frame here. Belgium don't want to be embarrassed. Denmark want the glory. Italy want to stop everybody. They're coming and getting very, very lively down the back straight. Here we go. It'll be the bell next time by, but it's a long-range attack here.
It is Balsamo of Italy really trying their best to secure that silver medal for them. Bell this time, and it's currently Denmark on the front, followed closely by Belgium.
Nice handling as well in for the Danes. Belgium look like they're going to go for the 10 points here. Denmark would like it as well. If Belgium get 10, then it's going to put Denmark behind them. Denmark pushing on here. They're going to get 10. Italy's going to pick up some as well. They will secure the silver. Poland were out of the frame here. France take the gold with a great battle plan that they delivered.
They really did. Absolute excellent racing by these two French riders here.
We wanted to do all the sprints, and then we see if some equipes goes and attacks, and then we control it. So it was cool.
Wow, that sound. The women's Keirin, finals time. So, positional race first for 7 to 12, and then, of course, we battle for the medals. We have Elisa Katriona Probster of Germany and Emily Funicane of Wales in the red. Well, it's a relaxed start, I think you might say. On the drift here is Christina Clonan, wants to be at the back, just bedding in behind the Durney is Probster, sitting as she does, just in front of Loyen. Sophie knows exactly what she's doing. Durney's gone, and it's looking cagey. Who's going to take a big step forward? I think it might be Degrandel, and it is. A Belgium comes up. Response from Germany with Probster. She goes for it. Australia want to get involved with Christina Clonan, and it's Clonan that comes up round the outside, and three almost coming together there. Thankfully avoided any incident, and they're powering down the back straight, and there's so much at stake here. And Sophie Capewell is having a fantastic final series of corners. Capewell gets up here for the bell. Now then, is she going to be out? It's a long way round. She's being held out there. Slight bump there, but all's fair in Love Warren Keirin racing, it seems. And still a lot to be decided here. Three wide, it's Australia. They're going to get them under. No! Late charge here by Germany. Super work there by Probster. Made that her own.
Yeah, excellent riding there by Probster. Just timing it to perfection, waiting and waiting and waiting, letting everyone else do the work.
Well, this will be a spectacular finale for the medals. Some of the very best going head-to-head here, Joe. This competition, this Tissot UCI Track Nation Cup opener here in Glasgow has been amazing. When you look at the roster, it's drawn the greats.
The names in this final are just spectacular. I've got no idea which way this is going to go.
Guns gone, we're underway. Durney collects. So, time to get yourself ready to go deep. And it's all poured on at the very last. They'll gradually get drawn up to pace by the Durney. And then it'll be hell for leather. Kelsey Mitchell's rack full of that. But then again, so is Lauren Janesta, compatriot, Bayona, Gross, Van der Pate, Starikova. Durney's gone. Time to do the business. And it's Starikova who comes up rather early. And then France pick it up. A little bit of pace by Gross. Matilda hits the front right now, and it's Bayona that stays with her. Bayona, more than capable, very explosive rider, checking over her shoulder. Supreme at the 200, she'll be hitting that mark. And Starikova goes again, as if a bit of kidology. She gets held up by Blue, though, and it's Lauren Jeunesse that did the shimmy. Kelsey Mitchell still hasn't engaged in the red helmet, and the Netherlands of Van der Pate is at the back, but she's going to follow the wheel of Kelsey Mitchell, I can be sure. Almost 5 wide, coming up and over the top on this, the final lap. Absolute gold up for grabs here, and it's taken yet again by France. My goodness, they are hitting all the marks all the time. They're bossing this Tissot UCI Track Nations Cup. Another gold.
I thought it was the good thing to pass really early in the front and do my best and cross my finger and give my everything to cross the line first.
Matt Richardson comes to the line. He's left him a respectable amount of space to line up here. What can Australia do to just stop this raiding party from the Netherlands that's been so successful and taken an awful lot of gold over the last few seasons and indeed beyond?
So Matthew Richardson qualified in 6th place in the Flying 200 earlier on this morning. Harry Lefrayson, our world champion and fastest qualifier. But what an opportunity for Matthew Richardson. Come to this Nations Cup, found himself in this gold medal final, and he is racing the best rider in the world.
Yeah, it's that last bit, isn't it? That's the problem. You're racing the best rider in the world. How do you unpick his strategy? He's got so much power, and it seems that it's at his disposal whenever he requires it. He often takes a while to get his breath back afterwards, but it almost looks like he's not breathing while he's performing. He's amazing. Richardson has picked up the pace here. It looks like he's thinking about going long. He'll be out of the saddle, and he does so. He goes right now, but staying planted is Harry Lefrayson. This will be the best of 3, don't forget. Comes up onto the shoulder, not much room to play with. Almost cuts the corner. It's going to be closer than perhaps Lefrayson had thought. But in the end, the bike length, and that's because Matt Richardson knew that Lefrayson had come up and over the top, and it's worth preserving some power for the rematch. It's the best of 3, don't forget, in this battle for gold.
He just exits turn 4 there with so much speed, and is able to just cruise over that line. Job done, more than a bike length there.
Harry Lefrayson leads Matt Richardson in the battle for gold by 1 race to love in the best of 3 to decide who is going to be champion. How on earth do you pull the wool over the eyes of somebody like Harry Lefrayson, who's had so much success? I think the only option for Matt Richardson is to go long, because in terms of power, Lefrayson seems to be in another class at the moment.
Of course, we've not seen that bronze medal race that we were hoping for. So this is it. This is the battle for gold. If Harry Lefrayson wins, the gold medal is going to him. If Matt Richardson wins, we will go to a decider.
If he is going to go long, when does he action it, Joe?
Soon-ish. The problem is you need to take the other rider by surprise.
Exactly, hard.
Harry Lefrayson is keeping a really close eye on him.
At the moment, he's playing the track perfectly, Joe, and this is getting feisty. When do you suddenly turn on the power? If he is going to go long, it kind of looks like he might, but when and how do you catch out somebody like Harry Lefrayson? Look at that, a momentary look forward. He knows what the danger is, Lefrayson. I think Lefrayson might suddenly light it up and just go, and here he is. There's no way I'm going to let you get a jump on me, says Lefrayson. I'm just going to go. And here it is. Watch this. This is me. This is full power. And nobody is going to take gold from me. I'm a world champion. And how about that? Well, somebody went wrong. Went long, I should say, and it was Harry Lefrayson. Never out of control, no doubt, a worthy world champion, and another gold medal to his considerable pound mileage right here.
But once again, he's got up there on the track and delivered it. But just seeing the replays now, Matt Richardson just isn't even able to get close to him. So much power, so much speed. Comes down this home straight, knows that he's won, and the gold medal is going to him.
I had no idea what the form was coming here in Glasgow, but I'm really happy I can still win the sprint and Kieran and be the quickest one.
We start off with the men's Omnium, the scratch race, pure and simple. First to complete the distance wins. 40 laps to go. They've shot the pigeon. It's just come down in the track centre. We'll enjoy that later. Meanwhile, let's get back to this, shall we? And you can see a complete change of demeanour now. Benjamin Thomas, of course, with Eli Viviani on his back wheel. This is starting to get interesting. Jack Murphy tracing them as well. They're all on a tow rope by the looks of things. And as a trio, they just go up to the rail. There's a change of pace down below, and it's picked up by Van Schip. Yeah, he's been really stirring it up here, kicking the hornet's nest, you might say. Let's see what the reaction is.
Yeah, Van Schip has been trying to get this pace up. Every time he gets to the front, we can sort of see him accelerate. We've seen Viviani stick to that wheel like glue there. We saw all those 3 riders go back. We've got a little split in the bunch of the moment. I don't think it's a real big threat, but you can just see the effects of just pushing on when you do hit the front. You can see a few gaps open up, a few tired legs out there. But at the moment, I think this is all going to come back together. We're almost halfway through this race.
A good bridge has been instilled here by Van Schip. He's alive to everything, the man in the orange of the Netherlands. No look behind. If he did so, he'd see Van den Bosch as well. Two very strong riders in a situation like this, and we're asking ourselves, where is Viviani? Well, he's in the chasing group at the moment. He's not taken too many nerves, or not displaying too many. He's relying on the fact that there will be others that might do some work.
Yeah, this 8 runners up out the front have probably got the next bunch, not quite in their sights. They're working very well together. We've got 3 groups on the track at the moment, so of course it's down to the commissaires to decide which is the main group on the track. But Van Schip at the moment chasing very hard, trying to close this gap solo now.
He is. If you want a job doing, do it yourself, and that's precisely what he's doing. He's done a one-man bridge here. This boy has taken his Koga machine right onto the back of this string. Fantastic. Dropping down in front of him is Van den Bosch as well, so he's in good company. It's all coming back together. Japan's Imamura has also been lively, and we haven't mentioned him barely at all, but Sebastian Moravedri will be quite fresh after missing out on Madison qualification yesterday. That's him just divorced from the lead 3 at the moment. He checks over his shoulder. He's capable of, in fact, that's Matt Walls, I beg your pardon. And just look at this, a big crank up from Van Schip. It's recognised by Moravedri. All together, we're going to get ourselves a mass sprint by the looks of things, and he may well start to display some of that any moment now. Round the back they come. It'll be the bell next time by, and suddenly they start to wake up here, Joe.
They do, so big lead out now. We can just see Matt Walls up there as well. There is the bell, final lap of this race.
Final lap indeed, and it's time to go deep if you can, and Ollie Wood is riding like a superstar at the moment. Can Moravedri get back in him? It's going to be a drag race to the line. Ollie Wood's going to get there. The crowd are going to love that. Oh, bike link in the end. Super work by Ollie Wood. He kept himself very quiet throughout that race, and then went loud at just the right time. That's the way to do it.
Excellent riding there by the young British rider Ollie Wood. Like you say, kept himself quiet, followed the right wheels.
Men's Omnium tempo race, the second phase after a spectacular opening. Here's your Omnium standings. Ollie Wood, of course, took the opener, the scratch race, so he leads Moravedri with just 2 points adrift. Matt Walls, and so it's time to go racing, Joe. Who fancies it?
Yeah, race is underway. This is a 40-lap race, where there's no points on the line this time. We're going to have, I think, 4 laps free before the points will start. But it's Gavin Hoover of America who has gone very early with a big attack. But the points haven't started yet. So we're just going to hear the bell now. There we go. So next time round, there will be a point available on the line. So this is a lot of work for Gavin Hoover here. Away very early, just looking over his shoulder there, just seeing where everybody else is, just trying to assess what the response is from the bunch and quite how much to gauge his effort.
Well, here he is. There's 1 point to Gavin Hoover, and I'm sure he's going to sweep up quite a few more. He's down the back straight now. He's got half a lap. If he goes for a full lap, nobody's motivated to push on. And this is the joy of being out there alone. They have to form alliances if they're going to stop you. And it's Yuri Havik that's set off in hot pursuit. He's not having any of this. That, to me, looks like it's a strong statement from Yuri Havik, let's put it that way, and he's dragged 3 others along with him, but still, our American friend, Hoover, is just sucking up yet more points, and there they are. He's got 3 to his name so far. He's in a very happy place. There's nothing for these guys. They can work together as best as they might, but with 33 laps to go, he's got half a lap advantage. He could end up with, I don't know, 7, 8 points before he's even caught. He's got another one. He's missed the maximum.
Yeah, of course. If he is able to lap the field, he'll also get 20 points. At the moment, it's going to be a lot of work for him to do on his own because the chase is on behind at the moment. But still, he's coming around again and going to get another point on the line this time.
But let us see. There is Viviani, who only got 1 point out of the scratch race. Moving on to 8 goes Gavin Hoover. He's doing a phenomenal job.
He is. Gavin Hoover riding brilliantly here. Viviani, the only one really committed to this chase. Of course, Viviani down in 21st place overall, so really needs to use this race to get himself up that leaderboard.
Gavin Hoover moves on to 10 points, 10 laps gained. And Viviani's on his case, but a few others as well. Don't want Viviani to suddenly get a hatful of points. And right now, almost lapping the fields. Again, Gavin Hoover comes through. And Viviani's on his case right now. Also, Ollie Wood doesn't want to miss out. This is an opportunity. This is a good ride by Ollie Wood. A wise man to follow, but Hoover makes it 12, a dime a dozen for the American. he can always rest up now, and so he drops in behind Viviani and Ollie Wood. Around the outside comes Ollie Wood, but Viviani's going to race him for it, is he? Yes, comes up on his shoulder, says, no, you don't, this one's mine. Would have taken one before. Well, a lap down. For some, there may well be more by the end of this one. Meanwhile, still we march on. They've got a lot of ground to make up if they're going to stop Hoover. I don't think anyone's going to allow them to lap the field, and Hoover looks like he's in a very strong winning position here.
Yeah. Ollie Wood and Moravedri still having this battle between them. Ollie Wood just about to take these points, but he's still quite a few points down on Moravedri. So for Ollie Wood, he really needs to think about how much energy does he really want to use to try and pick up a few points here, when he's probably going to be settled nicely in third place overall in this race.
Yeah. Final lap it is right now. So have they been credited? We'll wait and see. For the time being, standings look handsome for Hoover as they cross the line for the final time. Next time by.
That was excellent ride there by Gavin Hoover, really impressed. He just took that race on early, everyone paused, he got that gap, he committed to that plan, got himself 12 points on the board very early on, then he could just relax the rest of that race. So an excellent win for him. He was sitting in 6th place overall coming into this event, so he'll put himself nicely up those standings.
But we race on. Men's Omnium, it's the Eliminator next.
The day on the track for these riders, and finally we're off.
Worst place to be is down at the bottom, bizarrely. It may seem that they're much further ahead than some of those trailing, but have a higher position above the blue line. But they've got rush room. And the Colombian rider here is in trouble, number 12. As you can see, he's looking around. This is Arango. Where can he go? He tries to get up to the blue line. He's got to race it. Oh, me. Is that Havoc? Oh, my goodness. What a start for this man. That's disaster for Yuri Havoc. He can't believe it. That is it. He's had a disaster. Well, if he was going to pick it up in the points, his task is now even more difficult. That was terrible, Joe.
But oh, look at the back now.
Oh, my life. We're getting some big names who are taking a bow, and I'm afraid Willem van Schip is the next one to go. The Low Countries going to score very low here, Joe. Canada look like they may well be flagging a little bit, tries to pick up. Everybody else does precisely the same. There's a wall of riders in front of Canada, and I don't think there's anywhere to go, is there? Oh, finally does open up. Oh, hello. Oh, Moravedri.
Wow.
Surprise.
Big surprise.
That is a huge one.
He's not happy. This is our joint race leader, of course. Joint with Ollie Wood.
He's looking for somebody to blame.
Yeah, we're down to our final 6. Ollie Wood's still up there. Viviani, a rider that's been really impressing me in this elimination race. Not had a great start to his Omnium at all, but been keeping himself nicely out of trouble so far.
There's a train of riders above Ollie Wood, and they're passing him one after the other and holding him at the bottom, and he cannot get up. He cannot get up and out of it. He's still locked in. Nowhere for him to go. It's a danger moment for Ollie. There he is. He's out.
Down to our final 4 now, and it's Viviani who's looking very dangerous to me.
He certainly is. Meanwhile, they might be held in by Tobias Hansen. Here we are. Tobias Hansen slows down, holds Viviani in that position. Viviani doesn't like it at all. He's trying to battle to find a little bit of space. Gosh, that was feisty. Now, did he go down on the blue band? We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Tobias Hansen.
Wow.
I don't know whether he's grimacing or giggling. But there was some real tactics there. Viviani did not like that at all. So 2 remain, and well, my goodness, Belgium's Van den Bosch is here with Viviani. I've enjoyed this, Jeff.
Yeah, it's very much got the feel of a match sprint these last couple of laps of this elimination race. Always fascinating to see. Viviani on the front at the moment, just having a little look over his left shoulder, but wow, big move here by Belgium.
Fantastic jink down. He's away. Viviani's got his work cut out. He can rush in at the back here. Now Viviani's getting his sprint head on right now. He's just imagining and indeed delivering. Here he comes. Eri Viviani may have been quiet in this Omnium, but he's just gone loud. 40 points to him. Nicely done.
Very nicely done, Viviani. Like you said, not a great start to the Omnium for him, but he is a really classy rider that you can never discount. He rode that elimination race really well, kept himself out of all the trouble, kept himself quiet. So this promises to be a really exciting finale.
Men's Omnium, it's the points race. Ollie Wood on 106 points, Moravedri on 100, so is Fabio Den Bosch. So, the Sir Chris Hoy Velodrome has its final race of this great competition. For those who want to alter their positions, they have to work hard. There goes the gun.
Currently, we've got Ollie Wood following just at the front of this little breakaway now, very eager to make sure nobody else gets away. And of course, it is Mauro Vedri stuck to his wheel like glue.
Closing that gap is Van den Bosch, who started this points race in 3rd place. Bell's going to ring. Intermediate sprint coming up, and well, if we've seen that great riches can come from being brave, then we're going to see that. Mauro Vedri wants 5 this time by. The man who's going to try and stop him is Van den Bosch of Belgium, but Mauro Vedri of Spain takes a leap forward. 1 point only here for Ollie Wood, finishing in 4th place, but Mauro Vedri takes 5. That means that Ollie will still lead, but goodness me, this is getting very close. Wood on 107, Mauro Vedri on 106. This pair have now decided to invest. It is Banaszek of Poland who's in good company. What about the offering from anybody else? It's Matthias who's gone with it. Switzerland want to join the fun as well. But just look behind, and Ollie Woods has, this is going to cause a bit of restive manoeuvre here, and the crowd love this. Ollie Wood just gets himself up within this front group, and he's going to take this next intermediate sprint, and he's showing his real pace. This is fantastic, and all of a sudden, there's others here that are thinking, oh my goodness, the leader has just snatched 5. How on earth did that happen? And the crowd roar. That was wonderful.
Yes, excellent riding there by Ollie Wood, ever so impressive. So sprint points available next lap. Nice to see Ollie Wood currently in 3rd place at the moment, following Benjamin Thomas of France.
This is fantastic. Benjamin Thomas forming a 2-man lead-out train. This is phenomenal. Ollie Wood, if he can get up and round here, this will, the crowd want it. 3 points it'll have to be this time by, and Benjamin Thomas, I think, is just riding for practice here.
5 laps to go to the next sprint, and this is just playing into Ollie Wood's hands. But I'm now just seeing a big move from Mauro Vedri down the back straight, chasing these 2 riders down.
He's had enough, Mauro Vedri. He's woken up to the threat. He knows that Ollie Wood is more than capable, and here he comes. This is Mauro Vedri. This is a man who may well even bridge over to them. He's got enough time to get there. Meanwhile, it does form into a force of 4. They're going to hear the bell next time by. One suggests that the luckiest man here is probably Will Perrott, because Mauro Vedri had to do all the work to take the bridge. Ollie Wood settles in at the back. Bell's gone. So there's an intermediate sprint coming up next. Will Ollie Wood want to fight for this? Well, he's put a lot of work in so far. He certainly wants as many points as he can possibly get. Oh, now then, on the throw. That was brilliant. Might have to wait for that. Looks like it's Mauro Vedri, but Ollie Wood challenged him. That's confidence.
Oh, agonisingly close. But
Mauro
still,
Vedri takes it.
Only conceding 2 points there to Mauro Vedri. 5 going to Mauro Vedri.
Big string here. It's just about to be bridged to, and 4 riders are going to take a lap. They're not going to be able to avoid taking a lap here, so scratch that. They are back in, and it's Mauro Vedri that picks it up and goes. So it's Ollie Wood that's on his back wheel. This is fantastic. There is Gavin Hoover as well that's staying in touch. Here's the bell, so it's next time by. That some very important points are just about to be handed out. And here comes Ollie Wood over the top of Mauro Vedri, and there's no response, I don't think, from Mauro Vedri. He's not going to be able to take that. And in fact, he's going to lose points to Gavin Hoover as well. And others going away from him likewise. 1 point only there for Mauro Vedri, 5 for Ollie Wood. And that has just about wrapped it up. He just needs to finish here because his advantage over the field is so significant. And here it will be on the bell rings for the final time here at the Tissot UCI Track Nations Cup in Glasgow. Yuri Havik comes around the outside of his teammate from the Netherlands, but it's all to no avail. These are minor places for these guys. Imamura takes the minor points here, but Ollie Wood has delivered the Ollie Wood ending that the crowd were looking for. That was magnificent. Clever riding throughout, but also more than that, he just had the power when he needed it, and he poured it on.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice being on the front foot for once, going to the points race leading. Got off to a good start in the scratch, leading the scratch, and then I sort of knew from then that legs were okay, and I had a real tough tempo race, but it paid off in the end.